Nigeria, a silent crisis unfolds, a crisis shrouded in secrecy, stigma, and the struggle for safe reproductive choices. This is the story of countless Nigerian young women, the true victims of stilted access to total reproductive health care, who make up the demography and statistics of unsafe abortions and maternal mortality, an issue often masked in silence. Every year, countless women in Nigeria resort to unsafe abortions. These procedures often result in severe health complications, long-term trauma, or even death. The reasons are complex, rooted in restrictive laws, lack of access to healthcare, and societal stigma.
I don't really suffer for this life. I don't suffer. From those days when they carry us come from crisis states, come IDP camp. No be small suffer. To chop food safe, na wahala. Those men go tell us, say before we chop, they go want sleep with us just to get food. Food. One time, I just say I miss my period. I just know say I get belle. They carry me come out from camp. I no even fit tell my mother who give me belle. I begin to sleep for park where they will tackle. They can't still sleep with me again for there. I sad. So say I no fit sleep. We dey pack, dey hustle. We no see food shop. 1 month pass, I never see solution. I can't dey craze. I no dey sleep. I can't see one woman for park where they sell abo. She dey sell abo. She can't introduce me to the business. All of us join dey sell abo and pepper meat. Now she still carry me go this place where they say they go do this abortion for me for Suleja. She tell me say, wahala fit dey o, but I no care. I even ready to die. I just know say I no fit be anybody mama now. Now so I go. The thing dey pain o. I no fit talk wetin my eyes see. I just know say when they tell me say you don't finish, I know say I don't escape. I go back to my hair business they sell. I see they bleed. 1 week pass, blood go still come out. 2 weeks, shishi I no get. I just know say my life won't end. I dey hustle my own dey go, but pain won't kill me. One day, I dey UTC with my herb and pepper meat. I dey stand 1 minute, the next minute I fall. Them say I faint. Them rush me go one small clinic for area 2. I just see say they no gree admit me because I no get money. Because I dey bleed. They just dey talk say this one don't do abortion, this one don't do abortion. From there, they come carry me go government hospital. Now there they admit me. They come they treat me, they go. The matron, she go just they insult me every day. Person when know they suffer what I don't see for this life, go they tell me say I spoil, say I be bad girl when they do abortion. How many times will I want tell her say half of waiting I don't see, she never see him. One of the nurse even tell me say I for don't die. I come out there with my life. I just happy say I get chance to fight, say I no die. One thing I know be say I come out there with my 2 hands and my 2 legs. I no carry anybody join my body. Anything where they tell me no pay me, I just know say I get chance to fight tomorrow.
Aleakena's story is not unique. Across the country, women like her face immense challenges when seeking safe abortions, often forced into dangerous situations.
Well, I have 4 children, and the last 3 were not planned. I kept getting pregnant even while using family planning. I've taken injection, I've taken the oral one, I've done everything but kept getting pregnant. The sad thing was that my husband is not someone that helps at home. So even while I gave birth, he was not helping me with house chores. So it was so difficult for me to take care of the children. I have 4 boys. 4 boys. Then somebody said IUD has 99.9% chance. I was very happy. I used it. A year and a half into using the IUD, I found out I was pregnant. Oh my God. I was so depressed. I was heartbroken. I was hurt. Remembering the stress of taking care of 4 boys, how I wake up in the morning, prepare them for school, plan for what they will eat, breakfast, lunch and dinner, me going to work, going to markets, doing school run. I'll come back from work. I have assignments to supervise. I have to give them lunch and dinner, and they are shouting. Oh my God, the pressure on me was too much. When I say I was depressed, I was depressed. In fact, I have not even given my sons enough care and love they deserve. Because sometimes when they come to ask me for things, I scream and shout at them. And I know that it is wrong, but I can't help it. I can't help it sometimes. I decided to search for an alternative. I know that where there is a will, there is always a way. So, I decided to pitch to my husband that a friend wanted to get an abortion, a married friend for that matter. But this man was against it. He said no, that abortion is not a good thing, especially for a married woman. My husband is a person that believes that no matter the number of children a woman has, she should be able to take care of them. He believes that women have no right to mental health problems. And he doesn't help in the house. I decided to take my destiny into my hands and seek for an abortion. I realized that safe abortion is easy for those who have the money to do it. But then, I keep wondering about those who are in my position who do not have the money for safe abortions, and how they go about taking concussions and going the unsafe way. And I feel bad.
The societal stigma surrounding abortion in Nigeria is profound. Women are often judged, ostracized, and even criminalized for making choices about their own bodies.
I feel every woman is entitled to whatever she wants to do with her body.
Women should be given the opportunity to decide if they want to have a child or not. Because in this part of the world, we've seen it as a kind of is a must thing, that you must have a child because you are giving birth to, definitely you give birth to another person. But of age now, I think the woman should be able to decide that yes, I need these children.
This stigma forces many into silence, compounding their mental health and ultimately causing them many degrees of trauma.
It is commonplace for people to think about emotional and physical well-being when we talk about abortion. And regardless of what you call it, it is the process of self-care that every young girl and every woman thinks about when they're in a situation where they have to make a decision about their emotional and physical well-being. Now, when we look through the many cultural and societal issues that affect young girls and women when they're faced with decisions about their bodies, it is either political or patriarchal, or it is even a situation where they, as individuals, feel restricted in making those decisions. So when a young woman is in a situation where she has experienced sexual assault or has to make a decision with her partner about not being ready to carry a child, the questions about choice and what is in the best interest of that woman is often taken away from her. And so we must collaborate and work together to support the mental health of these young women from the stage where they discover that they are in a position where they have to make a decision about their lives. Provide adequate information, provide mental health counseling, provide the type of support that helps them process trauma, overcome it, and prepare themselves for whatever decisions that they choose to make independently of any external influence.
The consequences of unsafe abortions are severe, from infections and injuries to long-term psychological effects. The impact on these women is profound.
I'm a gynecologist and I work in a public institution, and that has afforded me the opportunity to be able to see the different meanings that unsafe abortion has brought to our team. The fact that women and our girls get desperate, especially when unplanned pregnancy, unintended pregnancy, gotten rid of. For the young girl, there are a lot of expectations around her parents, society at large. So she gets quite desperate to want to take a pregnancy that was never planned, never intended, and all that. And even our women, surprisingly, we have married women having to procure an abortion, and the main reason is that they have refused or are not comfortable with using the family planning that is quite available. Even for the single ones as well, there is a place of contraception, but then the beliefs that why would I be using a contraceptive? Supposing somebody sees me using contraception, and then we continue to have the numbers of unplanned and unintended pregnancy increasing. And when we have those form of pregnancy, many a times they end up being aborted in an unsafe way. And when we say unsafe, meaning in a very wrong environment that has not met the medical standard, probably also done by unskilled personnel. And that eventually makes it quite unsafe. Now, let me give you a clear case of a lady that was brought into our emergency. She came in looking very ill. And then we checked her, she was pale, she was dehydrated. Looking at her abdomen, it was distended. And from the vagina, she had this discharge coming, which was foul smelling. That means that, yes, she needs to be attended to swiftly, or otherwise she will die. Some of the investigation we did actually showed that her kidneys are already being affected, not already needing a dialysis, really. So we had to kick off dialysis for her, because if we don't do a dialysis, there's no how we can take her into theater to resuscitate. And then eventually she got into theater. So what did we find? Her uterus was perforated, the abdomen, the intestine already affected, and then we had to do her bits. We had to remove her uterus, we had to cut her intestine. With all of this that we did, it was so sad that she was in the ICU, that's intensive care unit, and we eventually lost her after some days.
Despite the challenges, there is hope. Wherever light of freedom shines, the darkness of secrecy and shame cannot thrive. The adoption of safe termination of pregnancy stop guidelines in Ogun State has begun to ease some of these harsh laws, the ease that we have hoped for.
The law guiding abortion in Nigeria is very clear. So we have the laws, we have policies, and then we have international charters or conventions that apply to abortion in Nigeria. And with regard to abortion, the law, that's the penal code for the North and criminal code for the South, permits abortion only to save the life of a woman who is carrying the pregnancy. It's only when her life is in danger, as certified or as stated by an expert, the medical personnel in this instance, that can allow for an abortion. So government, so to speak, takes control of her body, and she loses all rights in terms of what to do about her own body and the pregnancy she's carrying. Women do get pregnant in Nigeria under sometimes very difficult circumstances. I have seen cases where a father impregnated a 13-year-old girl. I've seen cases of incest. I've seen cases of rape by bandits, by kidnappers, and these women, conceive. Ultimately, you must agree that there's going to be a lot of traumatic experiences on her part, psychological. But our law says, even in such circumstances, give birth to that child. I think this is not a question of morality, it's not a question of religion, it's a question of what is right and wrong. And I think for me personally, it's absolutely wrong. Hospital protocol says a woman can terminate a pregnancy if it's rape,
incest, sexual violence, and all of that. So that's what Nigeria has signed up to. Regrettably, this Maputo Protocol has not been domesticated by the parliament in Nigeria. That is why today you find out that the rate of deaths owing to unsafe abortions in Nigeria is phenomenal. The figures are very high. Next to India, Nigeria has the highest maternal mortality, and most of these cases are because of the attempt to terminate the pregnancy. Our government can reverse this trend to provide for safe abortion.
Women seriously need better policies to be alive, actually, to remain alive, to remain healthy, to be fit and able to do all that they need to achieve in life. And as long as there aren't policies supporting the health of women, the whole world is at a deficit, because there's a high level of unsafe abortions going on in this world at the moment, especially because these policies are not as explicit, especially because young women of reproductive age and stage do not know how available or how covering these policies are for them. If there was opportunity to say, I have the bodily autonomy to make certain decisions for my body, how far-reaching would that be? We would be counting less number of women who are dying from unsafe abortion. And why are women going for unsafe abortions? Because these policies do not cover them. We need these policies to cover women in a manner that there is safety guaranteed on all fronts. And safe abortion should be considered a comprehensive health care. Abortion is restrictive, but policies in place can make it affordable, accessible, and even reachable by every cadre of woman, regardless of your status in life. So let's not make safe abortion an equity issue. That's what we're asking for in today's world.
We need to change the narrative. Women should not have to risk their lives for safe healthcare. It's time for our society to support and protect women's rights and health. Silent struggles do not have to remain silent. By sharing these stories, we aim to shine light on the realities faced by many Nigerian women of reproductive age and advocate for a world where every woman can make informed choices about her body without fear or shame.